Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin has moved up to a new all-time high again. Yeah, it feels like normal these days. Another all-time high after we had after we had some short-term fluctuations yesterday, but really just short-term fluctuations and no break of support. So we continue to focus on higher, and I try to make it very clear in my videos that this is a bullish chart. Yeah, and that a pullback at some point is due, possibly into the mid 50k region, but that it is very, very wise not to assume that this pullback has started, not to get bearish until we have a break of micro support. Definitely, the risk in this area has increased now, for sure, and I don't think it's the best time to buy, but if it's the time to buy or not depends very much on the individual circumstances. You know, for example, I have a very low average price. I still hold most of my positions that I bought before October 2023. I took profits. Most of them I've sold of the positions I bought after October 2023 because they had a higher average cost. But anything I bought before October 2023 is pretty much still there. Yeah, okay, maybe I took some smallest profits along the way at some point, but most of that, you know, what I call core position is still there. And therefore, you know, I have no, you know, someone asked me, you know, what's my stop loss? You know, I don't have a stop loss. The average cost is so low that I don't even care. Yeah. But that's why I don't need to buy now, right? But someone who has no position, I wouldn't want to be sidelined in this market, but it's difficult, you know, because you cannot recommend a good entry when a third wave is running. That's why I mean, you know, all these comments, you know, is it time to buy or not? Is it too late? That's so individual. The analysis doesn't necessarily tell you if it's time to buy. The analysis tells you what the relevant levels are, the pivots, the overall targets, what the current risk is to the next support level, you know, but what that means for you personally and your portfolio, or you have to translate that to your own situation, to your own risk profile, to your age, to your capital cash flow. What's your average cost for Bitcoin? How long do you want to hold it, right? So again, that's just because a lot of new people are coming into the space. I can only encourage everybody not to make emotional decisions and to understand at least a little bit about how portfolio management works, risk management, what it means, how the crypto market works, how the charts work before making any decisions. I mean, there's probably no problem with buying a small position as long as you are aware that the pullback could easily get into this mid 50k region. But then at the same time, it hasn't started yet. So I continue to focus on higher as long, from an analysis point of view, as long as the relevant micro support levels are holding. And I can tell you we have reached now a position or a state in which this red third wave, which is circle wave 3 in the larger third wave, where this basically is very much extended. I mean, we have now reached basically the area just below the 200% extension. So next stop 80k, maybe, you know, on the daily time frame. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps going. That's why we adjust in a third wave, usually only the support levels. And if the interpretation is correct, then this is a third wave of a third wave. And that's typically the most bullish wave. So therefore, I can only say, okay, you know, ideal targets have been reached. We're also a little bit extended. This is on the daily chart, the pullback zone, if we get a pullback from here. But at the same time, let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. Let's observe the microstructures. And when the microstructures are holding, you know, there's no reason to get short-term bearish. And even then, I would see that as a gift. If that pullback starts, it's a gift. But what I promised is that I will, over the next few days, work on some alternative scenarios on the daily chart, because the yellow one is basically very unlikely now, which is this ABC structure. Very unlikely, very unreliable. So I'll take that out probably. But I would still need to, I mean, it could be this, A, B, C. But I want to work on, but that's too long now anyway. So that's C wave. So I will work on some alternatives. I did that for ETH yesterday, already shared the different scenarios with channel members. I will do something similar with Bitcoin, but it takes some time. Therefore, you know, just some patience. But there's no immediate need to do it anyway, because all we're doing at the moment is following the wave structure to to the bull market projections, right? 125K, maybe 140. That's sort of what I see as realistic. 180 is my stretch target. Anything above that is possible, just nice to have, you know, the icing on the cake. But I want to be prepared in case, you know, we go much higher. So I want to have that plan already on the chart. So looking at the shorter time frame, pretty much in line with the last update from yesterday, the yellow count suggested one more high. As I mentioned yesterday, the entire structure from the 5th of March low, and this is only the 1 hour chart, but the entire structure from the 5th of March low suggested one more high because the entire structure looks better with one more high, targeting possibly 76K next. I mean, it's reached now the next fib level here at 73.9K. Technically, as you can see, we have enough waves in place to consider the entire move to the upside complete, which means, okay, I have these 5 waves complete. These 5 waves in yellow could complete the 3rd wave that I showed you on the daily time frame. Be ready. I mean, be cautious. I think that's all I can say. We have to be on the side of caution. We have to be on high alert that a pullback could start in this red wave 4 that I've shown you. But it is not going to be confirmed until we have a break below, you know, at least a micro support level. And our relevant micro support for trend continuation higher is here 66,530. So that's the level we've been talking about in the last few days. I'll leave it in place right now. But I have to tell you that already a break below yesterday's low at 68,600 pretty much would be a first indication that a more substantial top is formed. So if we keep going, which we can, even in the yellow count, we can stretch a bit higher. I would prefer the market to test the 76.3K level next. And then, as I said to you, the larger time frame suggests even 80K is possible. That would also be possible in a fifth, yeah. So again, we focus on higher, but at the moment, this is the key level that when we break that level here, yesterday's low, that means we have to take a step back and take a look at, okay, what's the chart doing? It doesn't really fit in the idea that we're already in the 5th wave. In the white count, we could get 2 more highs, okay? So the roadmap is currently being followed. No need to deviate from that. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, which is also at a very interesting spot at the moment, as well as regular updates about stocks, then check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link directly below the video. Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.